A friend of mine likes to say that reality is an acquired taste, and he's right. Without a clear-eyed assessment of where we actually are, we'll never successfully get where we want to go. I'm Michael Quinn Sullivan with a reflection on life and liberty. Usually we paint for ourselves a soothingly false picture of the world. Think about the middle-aged guy with a few extra pounds who still sees himself, though, as the athlete he was 30 years earlier. I may or may not be talking about myself there. Yet, in the cultural politics of the 21st century, there's a constant push to paint a dismal view that is similarly detached from reality. Every problem in culture and politics is dialed up to 11. To generate action, the misery, real or imagined, must be relentlessly hyped. A call to action is usually most successful when there's an injustice to be righted or a foe to be vanquished. The bigger the injustice, the greater the foe, the more urgent the call, the greater the likelihood for participation. Not only is that exhausting, but it can also backfire. Now, this isn't new. Consider the moment when the ancient Israelites approached the Promised Land, as recounted in the book of Numbers. God had just miraculously led the people out of captivity in Egypt. They witnessed wonders beyond description. As they approached the borders of the land God said He was giving them, they sent in spies to get a sense of things. So far, so good. 10 of those spies came back with tales of giants who would be impossible to overcome. They oversold the case of doom to the people. Rather than trust God and proceed to take the land, the people went wobbly and refused to move forward. As punishment for their cowardice, they wandered the desert for a generation. The spies saw what they saw. The people of Israel were punished not because the giants didn't exist. They were punished because they made God too small. Yes, they accounted for the size of the giants, but not the power of God. History would reveal victory was more attainable than that faithless generation was willing to believe. Reality is always more nuanced than a social media post. Unrelenting tales of doom might garner clicks and likes on social media, but it rarely builds a lasting, healthy movement. Some people think that if they celebrate success, they're losing. I received an email recently from someone upset about our border coverage. They were angry because we reported that illegal border crossings are a fraction of what they were just a few years ago. Now, they didn't take issue with the facts, but in a fit of misguided passion, they believe Texans, in learning of success, would forget about the border. That's bullfeathers. For people to keep moving forward, they must see how far they've come. Without signs of success, many folks will simply give up. A constant stream of woe and lamentation only moves people so far. Part of acquiring a taste for reality is celebrating the battles won in progress toward achieving a goal. In the Bible, we find success marked by raising a memorial stone known as an Ebenezer to commemorate the moment. Reality means accepting that two things can be true at once. Wins can be achieved, and work lies ahead. It also means politicians we don't like, with motives we don't trust, can pass legislation we want. To get where we're going, we need to know where we've been and where we are. Rather than hyped messages and skewed narratives, we owe each other actionable truth. For activism to be successful, we must present arguments and provide evidence based on a factual assessment of reality. For citizens to be effective, they must be factually informed. Once we acquire a taste for reality, we will be on surer footing for victory. Charting a successful path in our self-governing republic means honestly reporting to each other what has happened. The ugly, the bad, and yes, even the good. The Reflections podcast is presented by Texas Scorecard. If you like today's edition, be sure to subscribe, rate it, and share it with your friends. I'm Michael Quinn Sullivan. Thanks for listening.